Hello, everyone. Welcome to In-Game Content. I am Star. With me again are Main and Chomp.
Hello.
Hey,
So now we're going to be discussing the Sony E3 conference. Main, why don't you start us off?
All right. Well, of course, it opened up with a big trailer on the game Destiny for the PS4. I don't know anything about this game before seeing this trailer, but it definitely looks really nice. So that's something. They mentioned that beta will start on July 17th, and PS4 owners also get to play an alpha build starting this coming Thursday for the weekend. And let's see, they also mentioned that there was going to be a white PS4 with Destiny bundle that was going to be released with the game
Yes.
on September 9th. And don't think it mentioned a price though. And then also saying that Destiny will have exclusive content on the PS4. So thoughts on all of that?
Okay, so yeah, it's basically some Halo meets Borderlands, which
That's kind of what I figured.
yeah,
Yeah.
it can't be a bad thing unless they horribly screw it up somehow.
Yeah.
But,
It definitely looks pretty awesome. So
yeah,
it looks awesome, although I've seen the setting used quite a lot at this point.
yeah, but
I
I
think
guess
they're
it works, and it gives some room for creativity when making the different areas and stuff, so it works.
I think there are 3 different planets, so I don't know how much they've shown of each one, but there should be some variety when it comes to environments.
So then the next trailer they showed off, well, it was actually this actually showed off some gameplay of the Order 1886, and this confused the shit out of me because I thought this was like Resident Evil. I was so confused. I'm like, what is going on? This is completely different, and I had no idea what this game even was. And at the end, they're like, it's the Order 1886, and I was like, what? This is like nothing I've seen of this game. So it looked really cool, but I was just really confused. So
Was that a werewolf? I think it was a werewolf. I wasn't really paying attention because
well, I mean, he wasn't really like wolf-like. He just like turned into freakish large.
It was just
Thing.
a thing, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I was just really surprised that that's what it was. But I mean, it looks good, so I don't know.
I kind of thought it might be the Order 1886 when I first saw it because I saw what the guy was dressed in, but
Yeah, that was like my very first thought.
but that was the only cue.
Yeah, that was my very first thought. I was like, oh, maybe that's what this is. But then I'm like, no, this is like a horror game. What? And then it's like, no, that is what it is. Okay, I
It's
don't
like-
get it.
I noticed it was the Order 1886, and as soon as it had the little icon on the bottom right that showed the gun image and the ammo.
Oh.
Well, it's cheating.
I see Chomp is complaining about the QTE a lot.
Quick time events, what is this? God of War?
I'm not against QuickTime events if they work okay and they're not literally everything, which seemed to be how it was here, so it seemed to work fine in this case.
Yeah,
Just don't pull a Sly 4 and have the entire final boss be a fucking QuickTime event.
My beef with this game is that what it showed was like minutes of cutscene and then it broke into like 5 seconds of gameplay and then back into minutes of cutscene, and
We'll see. I wasn't even sure like what was a cutscene and what was actually gameplay, because it was pretty seamless for a lot of it, so I don't know.
well, I could tell. And that really grinds my gears. Maybe if that actually was all gameplay, then that would be good, but somehow I doubt it.
no, because all the cutscenes are in engine, so like you won't be able to notice the transition from gameplay to cutscene.
Yeah, that screwed me over when I was playing Uncharted 3. I find myself just like standing there, just be like, "Where's the rest of the cutscene?" Oh, I'm playing now.
Oh wait,
Okay.
yeah. What's up next is Entwined. This is the game by Pixelopus, who we were talking about. They are the college students that were making games in their full-fledged studio now. But this game looks really interesting. I mean, it looks like Audio Surf. That's the first thing that comes to mind. But
That's it. I was like, this looks like something, but I can't think of what it is. Or that was it.
I don't know.
yeah,
what
it
Surf
looks
is.
kind of Audio Surf. It's like it looks like that.
Cool.
But this one uses the two analog sticks to control both of the Phoenix Dragon Soul things at once.
So it's like a twin stick shooter.
It's not a shooter though. You're just controlling two different things as they move or as they go forward, and you're controlling their.
Yeah, it's
player.
like a rail shooter without the shooter.
Yeah.
So it's like flower and stuff, right?
I say it's like audio surf because it makes you move to certain areas in order to complete pictures. It's a little more visual based than audio surf is. Like audio surf is based on
audio
moving with the audio. This one's based on making something. While you're traveling, it seems like the two dragons create some kind of image at the end. At least that's what I got from the trailer.
For this, like, it's really unique, but it just looks too simple. I might be just totally be missing something, and who knows, it could be absolutely amazing, but, like, it just looks too simple, so I don't really know what to say. I mean, then again,
No, you're correct.
It's available for $10, so, you know, okay, there we go. And it's available, like, now, so you can just go get it right now. So I guess then if it is being simple, well, it's $10, you know, it's not like a full-on game.
Right.
And it does look kind of nice, so I don't know. Whatever.
It's worth the $10 to me. $10, but
Yeah, and it's cross.
I do agree that it's very simple. Considering it's for the PS4, we'll probably see up close how graphical it is. I'm not sure if it really shined forward when we were watching the stream, but maybe it just looks really amazing when you're actually playing it.
Yeah.
So next up, they showed a little bit of some Infamous DLC, which is you can also get separately. You don't need Second Son to play it, called First Light. And they said it would be available in August. They showed a brief trailer. I mean, I don't know Infamous. I haven't played the games really, so I don't know the story. So was any of that actually like significant to anything? I don't know.
Yeah, the girl that you play as, Fetch, she's the person you get the neon powers from in Infamous Second Son.
Okay, so this seems like maybe like a backstory to her or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Seems solid enough. We don't have a price or anything on it, but
It'll probably be like $10 or $15. That's how they usually price these standalone expansions.
Yeah. So, I mean, nothing wrong with it at all.
Yeah.
But besides that, we have Little Big Planet 3!
Yeah.
New characters.
Yeah. The first thing I noticed of like the 3 new characters is I'm like, wait a minute, this is like the Sonic Heroes classes. What the hell? So we have like Oddsock, who's a dog who like runs fast and stuff, and Toggle, who's a fat fuck, and then Swoop, who flies or whatever. So I mean, I guess it encourages like different multiplayer where everyone's, you know, not all exactly the same, and you can actually do different things. So I guess that's cool in like stage design or whatever. The graphic style looks really good on the PS4. And then also, I think they said that all user-created levels from Little Big Planet 1 and 2 will be, like, available in this with, like, updated graphics.
Damn.
Is that what they said? I don't remember. It was something like that. They said something like that. So if that's true, that's pretty impressive. But I don't know.
That's a shit.
It seems kind of almost, like, too difficult to do, though, so...
Will you be able to take those levels and edit them even further with any of the new features?
I'm sure you would be able to.
Yeah, we don't know, but so.
I'm really not sure what I think about all the new characters and whatnot. It feels like beanbags combined with Sonic Heroes combined with the McDonald's mascots.
Wow.
To me, I can't help but see Grimace. I don't know why.
Just embrace the sack.
Never ever say that again.
Embrace the sack.
I think we should move on.
They keeping this in.
They showed off a trailer after that for a new game called Bloodborne, which gameplay-wise, I don't really know what it is. It kind of the first thing I thought of was like Manhunt, but
was that the From Software game, or am I mixing that up with something else?
It's the one that was like really brutal and dark looking and all that kind of stuff.
Like my signal kept crapping out, so I missed a few things at the beginning, but I didn't miss everything. So I know I saw From Software somewhere.
Oh, I think so, but I don't remember. So I can't say. So obviously this is from all the stuff that they showed in the trailer. It was really, graphic and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I thought of Manhunt. But it seems to be kind of more, gothic horror based, and it definitely, the trailer anyway, definitely played up the creep factor. So hopefully the game, at least for me, focuses on that a lot, because I really like that. I don't like just like, in your face stuff like that. So who knows? I'm kind of mixed on this because, like I said, the creepy atmosphere is a good thing, but like the insanely brutal combat, I personally don't like. So I don't know.
You'll probably like this game if you like embracing the creepy. So
yeah, they didn't show that much of it. We don't even, like I said, we don't even.
It was more like a teaser.
Yeah, we don't even like really know how you're even gonna play the game at all. So it has potential, but I don't know.
So
Okay.
they showed the good. It was like 5 or 6 minutes of gameplay for Far Cry 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wow.
elephants.
Had gyrocopter, raging elephant tearing people up.
It was pretty intense.
Yeah.
It also looked really cool, the whole visual style with that new country, Kirit or whatever. Definitely is like Himalayan based, and it's pretty cool how it looks.
Yeah.
And then it's coming this November, and it's for PS3 and PS4, which is, I guess, good for me.
Yeah.
And they also said that PSN friends can join in playing without even owning the game as like a second player, and you can kind of. In the example here, they had a second player join in, like controlling a little gyrocopter with a person in it. So I don't know, maybe if that's like the only way a second person can join and be in a vehicle, or if it's like literally just a second other person with the exact same abilities as you. I guess we'll have to find out.
That sounds very crazy. Would be very awesome.
And then after that, they talked about zombies a bit, and they showed off a teaser for Dead Island 2. And I don't know. I like the trailer. Just I thought it had a little bit of charm.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun. It reminds me of the opening of what was the movie? Was it Shaun of the Dead, where he's just like walking through and like not even noticing there's zombies around him or whatever. So that's kind of cool. But there's also going to be a 30-day exclusive beta. I missed when that begins. I don't remember if they say that. But I know the original Dead Island had kind of mixed reception. So.
Yeah.
Guess we'll just see what this does to fix it. I don't know specifically because I never played it, but
Yeah.
It's
Judging by
definitely-
the teaser, it looked a lot less serious, so that might be beneficial gameplay wise.
yeah. So because that was kind of a nice twist on it. The guy stealing the shoes was pretty funny.
Yeah.
If fucked up, but whatever. And then also they showed off. Well, they didn't really show it off. They just kind of said it was there. Is that they're gonna have Diablo 3 DLC that has like this whole thing with zombies in it too. They didn't really show anything of it.
It
They
said
honestly
the
didn't.
clickers from The Last of Us. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
play Diablo, so
Yeah. So I mean, it's all right. I don't know if they said if it's free or whatever. I don't think it's free, but who knows.
It was an odd extra tidbit for this conference. It wasn't a bad thing, but it was just weird.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, oh yeah, here's a thing. Then they showed off Battlefield Hardline, and I was confused because I thought this was like, the Battlefield games that were like, like Call of Duty, but this doesn't seem to be like that unless it's some spin-off. I don't know. Is it completely different? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's more based around cops and robbers, like you typed in the outline. It's not military based.
Yeah, I mean they say that they said that, and it looked pretty good, but it's an FPS, so man for me. But it looked at least decent enough. It looked pretty intense, a lot of action. So as long as the gameplay's solid, I guess should be a solid enough game. Then again, the beta for this game is on PS4 right now. So hooray!
None of us can try it.
Maybe if I get enough money on Wednesday, I'll get a PS4.
Well, then you
Good
can
luck with
tell us
that.
how amazing this is. And then they mentioned a few small things, like there's in Disney Infinity 2, there's going to be Avengers DLC with like the Hulk, Captain America, and some other characters. I believe 5 in total. They also mentioned that Magicka 2 is coming out, and I don't really know about Magicka 1 or anything, but my initial thought was it looks like Castle Crashers, but I could be completely wrong. And then they also said, just a few more things here, Grim Fandango is being remastered and coming to PS4 and Vita, so that's pretty cool.
Wait. What's Grim Fandango?
Grim Fandango is...
An adventure game that was from back in the day.
Yeah, it's quite comedic. It's, I guess you could kind of call it like a tame Conquers Bad Fur Day, although it's not even that tame. So, yeah.
Okay.
But it's pretty cool. It's funny. But anyway, and then they showed off a lot of Devolver games, which were all kind of arcade-ish stuff. Broforce, Titan Souls, Not a Hero, Hotline Miami, and there was one more that I didn't catch the name for, if anyone remembers it.
No, this was the part where I had to go help my mom with stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't remember the name of it, but it was the one that actually looked fairly impressive, where the other ones didn't really. So I feel bad that I didn't catch the name.
Yeah, Hotline Miami is it's big right now.
Like I said, they just didn't look that impressive because it was a lot of, kind of classic graphics. So it, could play great. I have no idea.
It's
but
just
What was the
one
last-
of those what the fuck games. It's fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
The last one,
do you remember how it played?
it was like full 3D, and it seemed to be almost like, maybe this is just kind of how the trailer showed it, and it's not actually how it is, but it was more like, kind of like, seemed like a creative thing. Like you kind of create your own thing in like a 3D area, and it's like kind of like Gmod. Like that was what came to my mind, but I don't know if that's right at all because, how trailers can do things, and I don't have the greatest memory, and since I forgot the name, I can't exactly say I really talked about this very much.
I know the Talos Principle is confirmed. I'm not sure if that's the game you're talking about, but that's an indie game coming onto it.
Yeah, that might be it. I don't remember, like I said, and I don't want to say that was definitively it, but that might be it. And then a few more bit smaller things. They showed off Let It Die, which is basically realistic No More Heroes, and was quite brutal. Developed by Suda51, and then last in this sort of quick lineup is a game called Abzu, which is it's made by the same people who made Journey on the PS3. And it's basically that. It looks like that, but underwater and like mixed with Endless Ocean. So, considering Journey, I thought Journey was really cool.
Yeah.
I think they could do a really good job with this also. But it seems to be kind of very similar in terms of gameplay out of the little bit that was shown.
That was gameplay?
Well,
it's an
okay,
experience.
fine. Yeah.
It's an artistic experience. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so these last couple things, I mean, they were more minor, but they were nice for people who are into this kind of stuff, like the Magicka series, or people who are like Grim Fandango.
Magicka is a quirky title. It's like a co-op title where you're fighting against monsters and you're both magicians, but a lot of the fun comes from how much team damage you do as well, because you're constantly blasting each other on accident or on purpose.
Yeah, that was a kind of funny trailer that they showed there, so that was decent enough. Out of the ones that we just mentioned here, Abzu is probably the one I'm looking forward to the most, just because, again, I thought Journey was excellent. Yeah. This does look a bit more realistic, because like a lot of the animals that were in the ocean were all, like real animals and not weird carpet things like the ones in Journey. But hopefully that should be good. And then I'd be interested about Grim Fandango, because I never actually got to play it, but I was always interested in it. So.
But dude, Broforce.
I don't know. Those games just are a bit too weird. But anyway, next, No Man's Sky. This was the best thing in the conference.
According to
Really, you think so?
I don't give a fuck what you say. This is the best thing in the conference. This looked amazing. And this game alone, I'm not going to say makes me want to get a PS4, but like if I got a PS4, I would absolutely get this game. And basically they said it's a game where you kind of start in a planet, and whenever you start the game, and each person who starts the game, they'll be like on a different planet, and they'll basically be able to explore out into the universe, and the universe is infinite. So we don't really know like technicals beyond that, but the stuff that they showed, like he was the character. It's first person style. The character's walking around in this area, and there's like red grass and red trees and stuff, and there's these deer things, and then there's just like a fucking dinosaur nearby, and and then like aliens are invading or something. So this game looks like so incredible, and I really really like this a lot. I just really want to know more about this, how it plays, what exactly you do, all this stuff, because I think this is has extreme potential to be really, really, really good.
I like this whole idea of an open world that's more than open world, it's open universe.
Yeah.
And just being able to travel all those different planets, I am wondering if there's gonna be enough purpose, like if it'll end up like Minecraft, where there's really not much to think about except there are specific bosses to go to and you can build. And you share artistically what you built, and that's kind of the appeal. And in this, I'm not sure what it'll be. Maybe there'll be like specific objectives, specific different things you could do on each planet, at least.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I do have to say that the planets in this game do look really good. They're all stylized, and they did a lot of creativity with the whole alien aspect of, different worlds can have like completely different, almost physics in a way. Because like one of them had floating rocks, one of them had, like neon blue grass and all this stuff. It was really, really cool.
Yeah.
And it's Star Fox. Yeah.
Well,
All we need now is the Star Fox characters in this game. Best game, 10 out of 10. Just be going through this open-ended world, and then Falco comes in and it's like, hey, Einstein, I'm on your side.
What a great impression. Then we kind of get into some smaller stuff that's more about the hardware, I guess you could say. Well, not the hardware, but like just actual stuff about the PlayStation. They say YouTube is going to be supported, so now Mario Kart 8 isn't special. Sad face, but whatever. And then there's also like some stuff with Twitch and Ustream support, and how you can apparently you can interact with whoever is streaming somehow, but they didn't really explain why. So there's that.
PS4 plays now.
Yeah, and then they said that the Playroom is getting some updates, but does anyone really care?
not really.
Yeah.
No.
And then they showed off a bunch of free-to-play games, and I didn't even pay attention to what the games were, because all I saw was that notice at the bottom saying some content requires a fee. So, how much is this going to be free to play, pay to win? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's probably what they were referring to.
I know, but
the games kind of went by fast.
It really depends on what actually, what you're gonna have to pay for, and how ridiculous it is.
I'm not entering this argument.
I mean, okay, having fees for some stuff is fine, but having the game be either brutally difficult without it, or have you miss a core part of the experience without it, is just pointless. So it's a good. I think free to play games in concept are a good idea, but they just need to do it right. So
communism in concept is a good idea.
Exactly.
Wow. But as long as the games are good, fuck it. I'm okay with it.
Guess so.
But it's the principle of the matter, man.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Screw your principles. I have money.
And second little Karibo joke on this channel.
Whatever.
And it's the same one.
Wow.
Anyway, then they brought up the PlayStation Now, and I don't really know about even what this is, because they didn't even really explain it. I guess they assumed everyone knew what it was already.
Yeah, because they announced it last year. You want me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So it's basically just a streaming service that lets you play PS3 games on your PS4, your Vita, and other Sony products. So
okay,
it's for people who either don't have a PS3, never had one, or they got rid of theirs, or if they don't have a gaming console at all and they want to play PS3 games, they can pay for the service, get a DualShock 3, and play the games.
Yeah, well, they mentioned that kind of goes with the thing that we're going to mention in a bit.
Yeah.
But so they said that open beta for that is starting July 31st, so that's good. And apparently it's going to be for the Vita, and they said PS3 afterwards. So
Yeah.
kind of that's that.
Yay, Vita content.
And well, I'll come back to the Vita in a second. They also talked about the PlayStation TV, which where you can play basically PS4 games, but like on separate TV, and you can also do like video streaming and that kind of stuff. And it also has the PlayStation Now.
Okay.
And then also it says, or they said that you can play Vita and PS1 games. So there's that, and it was only $99. And there's a bundle that's $139 with a DualShock controller and memory card and the Lego Movie game, I guess.
Okay, so I'm just gonna clarify something. The PlayStation TV is actually a Vita. Like it was originally named the PlayStation Vita TV when it was released
so
in
it was
Japan.
it was
So it's a
originally
$100 Vita?
Yeah, it's a $100 Vita.
Maybe I will get this after all.
I told you, like it's not portable, but you can play video games on your TV. That's
It's not
Okay,
portable,
'cause,
but I
like-
can play Xenogears.
I didn't know that with like the Vita thing because to me this just seemed kind of completely pointless because like if you have a PS4 just play it on the TV and not get a separate thing. So, but I mean if it's with the Vita stuff then I guess that makes more sense. But
Yeah.
I don't know, it's not for me. So
Is it
What-
exactly a Vita? Like, you can put in Vita
yeah. You can
games and just
put in
play
Vita
them?
games if they're supported, because some of the early Vita games had a lot of touchscreen stuff, so they have to update
Oh.
those. But
Hmm. I can imagine that being a problem.
But most of the newer games work for it, and the downloadable games, PSP games, PS1 games. And
Alright.
Well, maybe I'll get this after all. Maybe.
they also mentioned a few things coming to Vita. I don't remember what they were except they did mention Minecraft. So I guess if you like Minecraft,
Finally, the game we were all waiting for the
Yeah.
Vita.
yeah,
The main
it just
game-
seemed it did seem kind of weird that was they're doing that for Vita, but whatever.
the main game that they talked about, it was already announced, but they talked about Tales of Parts R.
Oh yeah,
If you watch
Yeah.
gameplay
Tales
of that,
of games would be. They're pretty good.
yeah,
If that comes out on PlayStation TV, then I'll probably get it.
There you go.
but
Uh,
they really just kind of threw the Vita a bone. They didn't do much.
Yeah, they basically just acknowledged that it was still there.
Yeah,
So they also mentioned Project Morpheus and how that's being worked on, and they mentioned that there were going to be a couple demos at E3 for it. So good for the people at E3, I guess. But obviously, it's still being worked on, so we're not really going to get a full experience of that for a while. But good to know it's a thing. So hooray!
so up
Mm.
next we have Game of the Year 2015, Mortal Kombat X. Scorpion always winning.
over here.
I
So-
didn't hear that in the game at all. That's kind of disappointing.
I know.
I guess we will.
They showed off a few new characters. It looks beautiful. Same old Mortal Kombat, but you gotta love it.
It really does look kind of amazing, even with the graphical atmosphere it has, which is, I mean, the HD makes it certainly feels different, but
Yeah,
I really like the way it looks. Like, really.
because the PS3 and Xbox game, I think it was using Unreal Engine, so it ran at 30 FPS, but now it's 1080p and 60 FPS, so it's gonna be real fluid and pretty.
And it looks amazing and all that gore. Awesome.
Yes.
I want more. Another fetish next to the poop one.
I just want Sub-Zero to win just once. He needs it badly at this point.
Didn't in that trailer, like, they showed off some finishers for all four of the characters, just in different situations?
Yeah, but
I
he
think I
didn't
saw
win.
Sub-Zero finishing off Scorpion
No, I don't think
in
so.
one part, but like
He
that was a
started
small
to,
part, and then it went
but-
back to Scorpion finishing.
Yeah, well, the two
Sub-Zero.
like big finishers that we saw were Scorpions and the I don't know the names of the characters, but the The one that was like the little girl on top of the giant thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Girls fight with little girls.
Scorpion and Big Daddy.
there you go. So I don't know. I'm honest. I'm not a huge Mortal Kombat fan. So
You suck.
meh. I mean, it's not bad or anything. It's just not my thing, and I don't know.
If I got a PS4, I would get this game. I don't have a PS4. So I'm
You
not
have a
getting this
PC.
game. Is it coming out on the PC?
Yep.
I might actually get it then. I'll get it on the PC, yeah. I'll do that.
So after that, they went to talking about non-gaming stuff. So exciting.
Andrew House really pissed me off. Like,
They mentioned the main thing was this like new video series that's for the PSN people called Powers, based on some comic book. And they said I think it was available in December, and the first episode is free. While PlayStation Plus people can view the whole thing for free.
yeah.
I mean, okay, but
Should we really
why-
be talking about this that much?
Yeah.
It's not a game.
like why did they talked about it so much, and I was just the whole time I was like, this is decent, but why are you talking about it here?
I don't think that guy was supposed to talk as long as he did.
They took up the last Guardian slot.
It wasn't
I
going to
said
be
it.
there anyway.
I said it, okay?
We'll get there.
Hashtag deal with it.
And then they also brought up the Ratchet and Clank movie, which is coming in 2015. To me, it was kind of nice that it had like the same graphics as the game, so that's a good thing, I guess. And it kind of seemed to be like a prequel, so yay, I guess. I don't know. I mean, again, why were they talking about this now? So
And it's
Well,
also a
they
bit
did-
odd. I mean, a Sly Cooper movie, a Ratchet and Clank movie?
yeah,
Why?
But
Yeah, it
they
did
did
seem kinda
announce
random.
they're remaking the first game for PS4, so
Oh, yeah, that's
pretty
true. but they didn't
Well,
like
yeah,
show
that-
any of it. So
I
Yeah.
guess clouds of silver lining, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But anyway, then they came back though after these odd choices for 5 things to show off. The first was The Last of Us being remastered for the PS4, and that's coming out July 29th. We don't know if it's anything else besides just like looking prettier or anything, if there's anything more to do in the game. But I guess nice for anyone who hasn't played it and has a PS4, although that's shouldn't be that many people.
I don't know if it was just me, but it didn't look that much better than it already.
Yeah, no, that's what I
It
thought. I'm
didn't
like,
look very different.
this just
from
looks
stuff I've
like
seen
the
before,
same
yeah.
game, so I don't know. But
It was already really good looking on PS3, so I don't
yeah.
I think it looked browner. That's how to make games HD, folks. Brown.
Well, that's what Call of Duty does most of the time. So that was kind of, I guess you could say, not super exciting. But then they showed off Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, which that trailer definitely looked pretty impressive. So
Yeah.
the only problem again is that they didn't really show any gameplay. Well, I don't even know, because some of it they showed was kind of like, well, maybe this is actual gameplay, or is it just like a stylized cutscene? I don't really know.
Yeah, I think all the cutscenes are in Engine 2, so it'll be like the Order 1886.
Yeah, so if that's the case, it should look amazing, and I mean these games always are great, so this one should be great too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have any of you guys played really a lot of these games?
Chomp hands.
I've played Snake Eater for the most part. Some of the other games for a bit. If it's like Snake Eater, that'll be good. That said, because of that, I don't really think that we did see any gameplay this time around. I think that this specific studios just handles that differently.
I'm not, a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, but I definitely noticed some of the good things that the game series does. So it'll be interesting for me to look out for this to see what happens to it, but looks good so far.
The setting, for whatever reason, really didn't remind me that much of Metal Gear. I don't know why. But that said, it does look pretty good. It looks very good. Yeah.
So next, this what I think really tipped the conference scores into Sony's favor, because they showed next gen version of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Just coming to the PC too, thank goodness.
But I think like whoever showed this at their show was they'd get a massive boost in like how people saw them because it's Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also they mentioned how that you can your online progress from a PS3 or an Xbox 360 version can be transferred to the PS4. So that gives definitely people an extended incentive, so you don't have to just restart.
And with
So
this,
that's
I
nice.
Theft Auto
definitely
Online.
did see the improvement in graphics because it looked beautiful.
Yeah, no, it did look really, really good. So
It just looked browner again, but still,
They showed
it
the
did
desert.
look better too.
It had to be
Yeah.
pretty brown.
yeah, I mean, I was at first I didn't know what the game was, and I was
Me
just
too.
like, huh. I was no idea what this was, and then
And
I
I
figured
saw
it out once
Trevor.
I figured it. Well, I don't even know the characters, but I figured it out once like kind of the music really started, and then I was like, okay, this kind of sounds like GTA, and then it was. So, but I had no idea at first. So there's that. And then the last two things were quite big that they showed off. First was a fair amount of gameplay of Batman Arkham Knight,
Oh my
and
god.
yeah, that seemed pretty damn impressive.
This is a series that I've seen the gameplay. I'm not really that interested into the Batman lore, except for like some of the things where Batman is insane and all the backstory behind that. But the gameplay in the last one looked fairly decent, and it almost drew me to it. This one, the gameplay looks exceptional. Just that gliding really gives you the sense of the scale. The stuff of the Batmobile is also done very well,
Yeah.
and I really do like the kind of direction it's going in now.
Mhm. The overworld map that they showed, it was like really detailed, and it seemed
Yeah.
that like a lot was going on, so that was great. Um, I've again not like a huge Batman fan, but I got interested in Arkham Asylum, and I think that game is actually really good. I think Batman Arkham City is a little bit overrated, but overrated
Shots
meaning
fired.
it's still very good, but not like 6 out of 5 material. Like what the fuck? So I mean, I maybe it's just because I didn't actually play Arkham City, so maybe that's the fault with me. But I just saw like a playthrough of it, and it didn't seem like, I don't know, something about the pacing just seemed wrong. But anyway, maybe that's just me. But so hopefully this is different from that. And I have to say, I kind of squeed when Scarecrow showed up
Yeah, I was
because
just about to say I really liked how like it started to seem like the game was glitching or about
yeah,
to
no,
crash.
that was amazing. That
Yeah.
was really good.
I was like, oh shit, it broke. Then Scarecrow showed. I'm like, oh.
Perfect. Yes, and then they also mentioned there's gonna be like Scarecrow nightmare missions on the PS4 version only, and so I assume those are gonna be like the Scarecrow segments in Arkham Asylum, which I don't know. I love Scarecrow in that game. I think he's probably one of the best parts in Arkham Asylum. So I'm super excited because Arkham City like didn't really have him at all. There was like kind of that boat, but that was it. So
Yeah.
more Scarecrow. He's awesome.
Okay,
And then the last thing they showed was, and I was just waiting the entire conference for this because I'm like, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. Where is this damn game? And as soon as Naughty Dog popped up, it was obvious. Uncharted 4. They didn't really show that much, to be fair, but it's coming out sometime next year. They just said 2015, so it's probably like December 31st. But whatever. I have to say, of course the art style with the really realistic graphics or whatever looks fantastic, but besides that, the swamp environment was very interesting.
yeah, it looked like
Because-
a lot darker than the other games.
Yeah, because like the other ones, I've only played 3, Uncharted 3, but that was mostly like in a desert, and I believe like some other ones are like in mountains or something. So this, yeah, it looked really dark, and I was like, ooh, this looks really cool. So I really wanted this game. It definitely got me more excited for this game because I've played it, but I'm not a huge Uncharted fan because again the whole I don't like FPS thing. Even though I think
It's
Uncharted
a third-person shooter.
Shut up. You know what I meant. I don't really like shooters in general, if it's first or third person. But Uncharted, I think, does that decently well, and all the other elements of gameplay are very solid. So I'm definitely excited for this, especially with the atmosphere in that swamp area. It was really, really cool. So I wish they showed a little bit more, but you know,
It might
whatever.
end up being kind of bittersweet because like they're really making out this is gonna be the end for
Yeah.
Drake and Uncharted.
So I mean, part of me kind of course, it's all no, I don't want it to be the end because the series is good. But then part of me is like, they should stop when they should stop. People who milk series are not good.
Yeah,
So I don't know. We'll just have to find out. But it definitely looks promising. So
It's no Last Guardian,
oh, get
but
over it.
that said,
okay. With that said, overall things with the conference, it started out great. Destiny looks really good. Order 1886 was like really impressive. Far Cry 4, Dead Island 2, that was all good. Dipped a little bit when it went to like the Grim Fandango, that kind of Devolver games, but it's they need to show that stuff, so whatever, it's fine. And then of course Let It Die, Abzu was great. No Man's Sky, fucking amazing. But then they just totally just went down a weird path
Yeah,
of YouTube stuff, the free to play, which is whatever, the PS Now, powers in the Ratchet and Clank movie. I mean, they had Mortal Kombat X in there, but besides that, pretty much that whole like decent chunk of time was completely out of place.
Mortal Kombat 10 was part of the show getting better. That's where it started to pick up.
Yeah, well, I mean, but then it still went into the powers in the Ratchet and Clank movie. Ignoring Mortal Kombat in that span of time, everything else was just like not interesting or completely out of place.
Yeah,
So, and then of course it ended really strongly too.
yeah,
So I'm kind of torn because I think overall it was better than Microsoft's, because Microsoft definitely played it safe. This took a bit more risks, and it showed, I think, just more impressive games in general. Destiny, Order 1886, Far Cry 4, Dead Island 2, No Man's Sky, Mortal Kombat, and then the last games, Batman, Metal Gear Solid, all those. So those were all, I think, better games than the ones that they showed in Microsoft's conference. But they also had just worse stuff than was in Microsoft's conference with that whole random shit around, the 2/3 marker. So I'm going to say overall better than Microsoft, but
it had its moments where it wasn't good.
It was
at
really
all. Yeah.
So yeah.
to me, I feel like the stuff that I was interested in overall in the C3 was kind of dotted, but I do know that there's that huge gap where it's just they're talking about things I don't give a shit about for the longest time. This conference suffered a bit from the presentation a little. Just, I don't think they chose the right speakers.
Yeah. I mean, it started out, again, with the whole presentation, it started out really strong and it ended really strong with just, the set and, like, the lighting and stuff. Like, again, how you were saying, the Batman Arkham Knight game glitching up. That was really good. But then in the middle, it just felt, way slower, not that interesting at pretty much every aspect of it.
I think the main way they messed up was they let Andrew House run the show. I don't mean I hate the guy, but he's not the best person to do E3. They don't have Jack Trent anymore, so they should have had Kaz or Yoshida doing it.
I don't hate him, but fuck him, am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
I really liked Bloodborne. I don't know why. We didn't even see much gameplay, but I'd probably like the setting a bit. Magicka 2, because I played Magicka 1. I'd say I like confirmation that they're making a second one, although I was certain they were going to eventually. Some of the indie games, I really enjoyed those, and I enjoyed playing them on PC. I probably would enjoy them here too. No Man's Sky probably less than Main, but
Yeah.
it stood out in the conference. Metal Gear Solid 5 looks like it could be decent. I'm inconclusive at this point. Grand Theft Auto 5 and Batman Arkham Knight definitely. Well, Grand Theft Auto 5 because it's coming out to PC. I think Arkham Knight is also coming out to PC eventually. If it doesn't have the Scarecrow mission, so
Oh, sure.
I'm interested in those titles. Not so much in Uncharted 4, I don't know why. I guess it's because I would have never had The Last Guardian as a finale instead of this.
Did you never play the other ones?
No.
Okay.
Maybe
well,
if I did, I'd have a different opinion.
yeah.
Definitely the Order 1886 and Destiny opened up the show pretty strongly.
Yep, I agree.
And
Yeah, they were okay. To me.
like
Opinions.
I wish I was here to see more of Battlefield Hardline, but I'm just interested in the concept because I like that more companies are straying away from the military shooters and getting a little more creative with it.
Mhm.
And
I think the backlash to that is finally starting to come around.
yeah, I wish they had shown gameplay of Tales of Hearts R, but I'm still pretty excited about that. Definitely Mortal Kombat X. Love me some Mortal Kombat. Then pretty much Metal Gear Solid and GTA 5, Batman, and Uncharted all closed out the show wonderfully, and I think 2015 is looking really good for everybody, especially Sony.
I forgot to mention PlayStation TV. I mean, that's a really good price, so that's really drawing me in to get it. So,
It's totally worth it unless you want to actually have a portable Vita.
yeah, it really does draw me in. So, I guess that was another thing that interests me in, but it wasn't during the conference that interested me. It was only when you said it was actually a Vita that it started to pique my interest a bit more.
And then for me, Destiny looked really good. I just don't know that much about it. Though I imagine there's more info out there, I just don't know it. Same with Order 1886. I was just really surprised by that trailer because I was just like, what? This is totally different than I thought it was. Bloodborne, I think, has interesting potential. Far Cry 4 looked pretty cool. Same with Battlefield Hardline. Mortal Kombat was pretty cool. And then those last 5 games are all pretty solid, especially Batman Arkham Knight and Uncharted 4. Of course, the game that I thought was the best was No Man's Sky. Because, okay, to be fair, all the other games that were good, like, they pretty much already have names for themselves and already have, this hype with them, and we kind of know what to expect. I've never heard of No Man's Sky. Did they just, announce this now? Is this completely brand new?
It's not completely brand new, but it's relatively new. I think it got announced maybe towards the beginning of the year.
Yeah, so the fact that I'd never heard of this and I was just so blown away and so interested, this is definitely was the highlight for me. But one last thing I want to touch upon is what was disappointing.
I'm a little disappointed that it turned out that PlayStation All Stars 2 turned out to be fake. I just want another one or more DLC for the first one. But other than that, yeah, I was fine with the show. Aside from the obvious stuff that was wrong with it, like
yeah, there's the obvious section that kind of bombed a little. Personally, there's no accounting for taste for this. There's a couple of these games that are just not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Little Big Planet Free, I'm not sure if I would like that. And Disney Infinity 2. I mean, it's just Disney Infinity 2.
Well, they just mentioned it in passing with the DLC, so, not really a focus.
Disney Infinity 2 took the Last Guardian slot.
Okay, well, I'll just say right now, they needed to show Last Guardian, which they didn't. Sad face. Even though considering, I was especially thought they would, just because they just said, like a day ago, confirmed that it wasn't canceled. So, of course, everyone thought they were going to show it. And then personally, I mean, I'm pretty sure that this was already confirmed to not happen in the conference, but I wanted to see Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, yeah.
So,
well,
yeah.
Maybe Square will show that by themselves.
Maybe. And then, of course, I mean, I wanted to see more of Uncharted 4, but what we got to see was pretty damn good, so...
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 3 Wii U confirmed.
Oh my god, that would be hilariously awesome.
It would be a completely different game.
Anyways, after this video, tomorrow we're going to be covering Nintendo's E3 coverage.
Yup.
And that should be interesting.
Alright, well, that's it for now. Thank you guys for tuning in for Sony's discussion, and
And look out for our next one next time, yeah.
Yep. Take care.
Good night, folks.